Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, Real Estate Blitz. Want to do a quick one. We're going to talk over affiliates for 1031 exchanges. This one's pretty big, in my opinion. So me personally, how I started off is I jumped online and I typed in 1031 exchange and I started looking for companies in the area. There are a lot of 1031 exchange companies. They specialize just in 1031 exchanges because somebody's going to have to create and walk through that process. You're going to have to hire somebody. So what I did is I actually interviewed quite a few different companies until I found the one that I really connected with, and they already had pre-created education. They had videos, they had pamphlets, they had everything. So I actually leverage and use their content and material to educate my clients. So I start talking to somebody, I say, yeah, this is it. And they're like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to make 6,000 instead of 2,500 a month. And then I will start feeding them the video content information on the 1031 exchange. Education is huge. I'm working with one guy right now, George. George has a property. It's extremely similar. He has a property right now. He tried to sell it for 700,000. It's overpriced. He can't sell it. The renters just moved out. And he's like, well, I guess I'll just try to get somebody else to rent it. And I says, George, how much are you making per month? And he said, 2,100. I'm making 2,100. I says, you know, your house is worth $650,000. You should be making 6,500 a month. Now, George, is it paid off? He says, yes, it is. George, are you willing to maybe leverage that house and borrow another $650,000? He says, yes, I am. Okay, so now you have $1.3 million. Now, I just told you the basic math if you've been watching this. If I have $1.3 million, he should be making $13,000 per month. Now, granted, he's going to pay interest, which is about, he looked it up, it's 4.25 for the other 650 that he's borrowing. But if he's getting a 12% annual return, is it worth it? Well, let's do the math. 10 plus 2, right? So that's 12. So 10, 2, right? So get away the 2, take these away. So that's still 8. It's 8. You're still getting free money. You're getting paid money. You're getting an 8% return on 50% of what you've spent and a 12% return on 50%, right? So it's really just educating those people. Having those affiliates will help because they should have content, information, and education, and they can educate you on 1031 exchange process. Second person that you're going to want in your hip pocket, real estate attorney. I have an amazing real estate attorney. I talk to him often, and I built a really good friendship with him because you never know. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Something pops up, and it's like, I know I can call my real estate attorney. I can hook you up with somebody, and for about $150, maybe $200, we can really get this all hammered out. 3, you need to have a CPA on standby. A lot of the questions that I'll get, I always try to make sure I always separate myself from what I am and what I'm not. It keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me from getting sued, all right? It'll keep you from out of trouble, keep you from getting sued. But at the end of the day, I sell homes. I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell properties. That's what I do. I'm not a contractor. So I can talk about what I think might be needed to renovate or how much it might cost, but I don't even flirt with it. I says, look, I'll get my contractor over here and I'll have my contractor tell you what it's worth. I'm not a lawyer. So when somebody starts asking me lawyer questions, even though I may know the answer, I make it very clear. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, but I have a lawyer. I want you to talk to them. So I try to separate that stuff because at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to presume that I gave them legal advice, especially financial advice. So this is why I have a CPA. CPAs are probably my absolute must. When you start talking about trying to not pay taxes or adjust your taxes, or I'm sure the IRS would like to believe you're getting over on the government, which isn't true, but whatever. I don't want them to come back and say, well, I did this because Chris said if I did, I could get over on the government. Whoa, no. Chris helps people buy and sell homes. Your CPA, this CPA, if you don't have one, I have one. The CPA said these are the legal rules of what you can and can't do. So those are the 3 affiliates that I'm always going to have in my hip pocket. I highly recommend you go out there and find 3 people like that and get them in your hip pocket as well. It's extremely important, not just for the 1031 exchange business, but definitely for your business as a whole. That's all I got today. Do me a favor, like, share, comment, Real Estate Blitz. And I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. And check me out on Instagram, KSA Chris with a K. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow.